Hello.
Hello.
My name's Adrian. You're from Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting language. I was just listening to the way you were communicating.
But my English.
Your English is perfect.
So there he's made an observation, but she didn't even understand. It seems at all that he was talking about the language.
SAR Experience.
Привет is Odessa Mama. Welcome to Odessa, Ukraine, and welcome to another Vodka Vodkast with me, Connor Klein. This is the SAR Experience. And today's video, we're going to be analyzing together a video. It's kind of like a three-part series that I'm doing in these vodcasts. It's going to be back to back, so definitely check out the one from last week where I reviewed a video from my pickup artist, in inverted commas, at least a pickup video, to see what you can learn from it. It's all to do with Eastern Europe, or girls from Eastern Europe at least, so definitely I'll go check it out. I'm going to add it in a card above, down below in the description. Last week's where I reviewed a video about picking up or seducing a hot Russian redhead. And in today's video, I'm going to be dealing with another, actually pretty big YouTuber, Adrian G, and he has a video which is called Picking Up Girls in Ukraine, so it should be golden for you to see how he got on, what you can learn from his experience. Now, let me set the scene. Adrian G is a YouTuber. Like, in contrast to last week, whilst he does have some sort of, I guess, dating pickup product, he's not really a professional pickup artist in that sense. It's not what he's doing as a business, running a company, from what I can see, to do that. It's not like all his content is about it, unlike last week's video. But he does do some in this genre, and he has gotten in trouble before, at least being accused of having paid actors to be in his videos. He does a lot of pranks videos that I've seen in the past, and then he's been doing vlogging, traveling on. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I will assume when watching this video that it is all real. With that caveat out of the way, it looks very genuine anyways when I look through it. So, and I think there's a lot for you to learn in this video. So let's dive into it.
Hello. How are you?
Fine.
That's good. My name's Adrian. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name? What are you up to? You're just chilling?
No, I'm studying here.
You're studying here, this university? Cool. What do you study?
Political science.
Political science. You enjoying it?
Yes, I'm the last year.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so far, he's gone over to what appears to be a student, probably just outside the university. And the interaction so far, he's asking a lot of questions. Seems a little bit weak. She hasn't really given him that much, but let's see how he gets on as we go forward.
So you're from Kiev?
Yes, and you?
I'm from Australia. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Oh, okay, so there you see, when she said he was from Australia, her body language changed quite a bit. He definitely got a big boost in perceived value as soon as she found out where she's from. Also interesting, in last week's video, the pickup artist was also from Australia, but he didn't quite get that reaction, so let's see.
I'm just traveling.
I'm not speaking English, sorry.
It's okay, we can use a translator.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a translator real quick. I'm gonna tell you something, okay?
Okay.
Do you understand a little bit of English? So? Okay, wait.
What you want?
I think you look really cool.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I thought you looked interesting. I wanted to say hi.
Okay, so here we switch to another interaction where he stopped a girl on the street. It looks like the center of Kiev where he is, and pretty strong opening actually. He made observations, no questions it seemed this time. He spoke to a girl who didn't speak much English, but he was willing to take out the translator and try that way to get the interaction going. But as you see, pretty strong, and she looks reasonably interested even though they have a language barrier.
I came to Kiev like 1 week ago. I'm staying for another week. So, do you understand me? You kind of do understand me.
I understand them, so I don't speak English.
Oh, you understand more, but you don't speak much English. Okay. Well, I think you're really attractive. You look really interesting.
So there he's been direct. He's used words like that she looks interesting, that she looks cool, these kind of words. He hasn't started off by complimenting her on her beauty necessarily. He just said that she looks interesting. He wants to get to know her better. And he's speaking, as you notice, quite slowly. So this is a good tip for you if you are using English. And the level of English here is not extremely high compared to, say, Central Europe or obviously Western Europe. So definitely that is something to bear in mind. But he's doing it pretty well. Yeah, pretty impressive so far, actually.
I'm here in Kiev for a week, and I don't know, I just thought I'd like to get to know you, because I don't know anyone here in Kiev.
No, I don't understand.
You don't understand?
No.
Okay, what was your name, by the way?
Nice to meet you.
Adrian, nice to meet you. Okay, I'm gonna use this translator thing, okay? You ready?
But I have 5 minutes. Okay?
That's good, that's good.
But I prefer to see.
So here we switch back to another one. So he's breaking this video up a bit. And of course, it's linked below in the description if you want to go watch the whole thing from start to finish. So now he's back to the first student.
You prefer the sea?
Yes.
Yeah, me too, me too. In Australia, there's some beautiful beaches. Have you ever been?
No.
You haven't? Why not?
It's far from
It is far, it is far. Yeah, but it's really nice. You should check it out one day.
Yes.
Yeah, you should check it out. But yeah, anyway.
But anyway, yeah, so there he's used where he's from, Australia, and talked about the nice beaches, and she looks pretty interested already. So the beginning of this interaction, when he was a stranger and he didn't have obviously any real perceived value other than maybe his looks, and actually he looks pretty good, I think. So he probably gets a little bit more time than the average guy when he starts the interaction. I have another video about whether looks are important here in Eastern Europe. Of course, it's normal up in the card down below in the description. But basically, listen, looks are only just going to buy you some time at the beginning of interaction, but he's making the most of it. And now he has just switched on to getting her contact so that he can, of course, meet up with her later.
I'll give you a message later, and maybe we can like grab a drink during the week or next week or something.
okay.
Yeah?
So there he's gotten a positive response. So pretty good so far.
No, yeah.
Do you want to like grab a juice or something this weekend maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. Do you have Instagram? Okay, I'll get you to put the Instagram in. It's really sunny, by the way. It's very hot, the sun. Okay.
So here he's exchanging Instagram. Last week's video you saw, he didn't want to exchange Instagram or Facebook. He had the whole thing complicated when he was able to go and get the contact info. Here he's making it quite simple. Instagram, boom, we connect, and then he can obviously talk to her later.
You can put your Instagram in right there. Hello, hi. I really like the color green. You wearing green? I had to say hi. What's up?
No. 1 minute, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Hello.
Hello.
My name's Adrian. You're from Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting language. I was just listening the way you were communicating.
But my English.
Your English is perfect.
So there he's made an observation, but she didn't even understand. It seems at all that he was talking about the language. Yeah, not so bad. He does ask a little bit too many questions, I think, but it doesn't seem like the girls really understand that it's a question. So he seems to be getting away with that. They seem to just hear this noise maybe when he's speaking.
No, so.
No, it's really good.
So.
It's good. What are you up to? You just going for a walk?
That's okay, translate. 1 minute.
Yeah. You got like a business meeting or something on the phone.
Okay. So obviously very big indicator of interest because she hands him the phone to translate. Yeah, I mean, he's basically pretty relaxed. Also in contrast to last week, he's definitely looks freer from outcome. Not completely free from outcome, but pretty chilled, not really too bothered whether it goes that well or not. He's just going and approaching. And he's definitely getting a lot of immediate perceived value, either from the way he looks, plus the fact that he's speaking is obviously a foreigner. And you saw when he used the fact that he was from Australia, how interested the blonde student became. So here he's in another set. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. He's not really doing much. It's not really rocket science. He's doing what 99% of guys just won't do. Whether it happens to be on the street, in a cafe, outside of where normally it's socially acceptable to approach people, like a nightclub or bar when people are drunk. And yeah, he's just going over and talking to them, basically. It's really, that's the biggest, obvious first step to do. After that, you need to have a bit more understanding of social interaction, whatnot. So let's see how he gets on with this Google Translate.
Right? Am I writing something? Oh, is this a translator?
Yeah.
Okay, so. All right, I got you. Where's English?
1 minute. This.
All right. I think you look. Oh, this is really interesting. I think. Yeah, so I messaged you on Instagram. What are you doing now? You're just going home?
Yeah.
How far?
What?
You're walking home?
No.
No? Okay.
I go.
You go home. Okay, well, it was. Wait, high five. Give me high five. And then wait, and then you spin around like this. And that was just a really amazing dance move you just did.
Okay, that's obviously extremely silly and nonsensical, but illogical things often work quite well with girls. He's made it fun. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, he asked a little bit too much, so there's still a little bit of neediness there. He could have just said, hey, let's exchange Instagram. And he kind of made it a little bit too much of a question, but there you see that she's pretty responsive. So he's managed to create a comfortable enough first interaction. She obviously sees him enough value. She perceives that he has enough value to be interested in exchanging and maybe seeing him again. So pretty good. And that illogical thing about the dance and obviously twirling her around. Yeah, pretty good, pretty solid. I like that.
Message you and maybe can hang out. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
What's your interview for? Well, you can put it in actually. What kind of interview?
I'll translate this.
All right, wait.
Maybe you will have Russian
Keyboard. Maybe I'll download it. I'll
Yeah.
download for the next time we hang out, so then it will be easier. So when we go on a date, when I take you out on a date, I'm gonna have the Russian keyboard in, so then we can translate more efficiently.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Okay, so there he managed to get her contact information, and yeah, it was actually a little bit like a bit of a struggle. He had to be pretty patient there. There was obviously a very low level of communication possible, and basically going to hang out and use Google Translate. I mean, it would drive me mental having to do it, but I understand in extremis that it can be doable to actually create enough of a bond and connection by using Google Translate, going back and forth and just putting them in if there is enough of a perceived value and attraction there. So pretty solid so far. I know that it's edited and it's cut up, so we don't see maybe the other approaches he did that didn't go anywhere, but so far, yeah, it's pretty solid. All of it. He's fun. He's not extremely needy. He could be a little bit less needy, I think, to work in it, and he could ask a little bit less questions. But there you see, it's just like that first step of going over and not having approach anxiety, as it's called in this business. Let's see how he gets on in the rest.
Hello. How are you?
English not understand.
Ukrainian? Okay, I'm gonna use a translator, okay? Translator. 1 second. What was your name?
Настя.
Nastik. My name is Adrian. Adrian, nice to meet you.
Приємно.
All right, wait 1 second. You're a translator. So your first year there or second year?
Third.
Third year, cool. Awesome, that's you. All right. Allah. All right, it was nice to meet you, Allah. So it was really nice meeting you. Wait, I'll write to you and maybe we can hang out someday.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, it was really nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you. Nazda.
Настя.
Nazda.
Ja.
Nazda.
Ja.
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 Настя.
Nazda.
Да, yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Da, da,
All right,
da.
it was nice to meet you. Have a good day.
So there you see, he's gone for a good few, I guess, number closes or contact closes, exchanging contact information. So that's kind of obviously the first step. He's made approach. He's now got a good lead. Where he goes with these afterwards, of course, is a different story. And one issue with a lot of pickup artists is that they use getting this kind of number or contact as the main metric. But I mean, anyone who's come to Eastern Europe, especially Ukraine, knows that getting a date is not the issue, because there are lots of scammer girls here who will only love to go on a date with you and steal your money. Not that these girls look like they're going to be in that genre, since he stopped them on the street and they seem pretty innocent and good intention so far, but that's only step one. After that, you have to be able to create the dynamics, go on the date, plan the perfect date. We went into this in my online program, Slavic Seduction Secrets. I'll talk about that at the end of the video, how you can get in on that. But so far, yeah, I mean, and I have to say, actually, another thing which is unlike a lot of the pickup artists that I see, we can actually see the girls' faces in this video, which is also a bit unusual. They are above average in terms of looks for Ukraine, all pretty cute or hot, I would say, which is different to most pickup artists. They don't tend to go for the best looking girls here in Ukraine at all. That's why I always think in these videos where they have the faces blanked out that it's probably for the best. So kudos to him for that as well. He's going for a good level of girl in terms of attractiveness to start with. And they all look like they're pretty excited, so he's doing pretty well. And the name thing, that's super cute. Using those things that are very basic, just the fact he can't pronounce the name right. He's taken something that could be a negative because he's relaxed and he makes fun with it. He obviously creates a lot of good emotion. So he's doing well so far. Of course, when you see an edited version, I don't know how many girls he had to approach to get this kind of footage, but it's all pretty solid.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's good. Where are you from? Are you from Lviv?
No, I'm from Chernobyl, but now I'm working in Lviv, so...
Oh, nice. Chernobyl? What is that?
Chernobyl is near Lviv.
Lviv.
About 1 hour riding.
Okay. I love your style.
Thank you.
It's really, really cool. What's your name?
Natalia.
Natalia. My name's Adrian.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Natalia. So what do you do here for fun here in Lviv?
What am I doing here?
For fun, yeah. Like, do you go out? Do you
I don't know. Me and my friends just
Yeah.
walking around city center, and sometimes we are going to some restaurants or bars or something like that.
Nice. Do you want to go to a bar sometime? I'm here in Lviv until Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah? Do you have what are you doing now, by the way? You just going home from studying?
No, I'm not studying. I'm just working here.
You're working here. Okay, what do you do for work?
I'm doing makeup.
Makeup. Nice. Do you have a phone number? Maybe I can grab your number and we can
Yes, you can write.
we can hang out. All right, you can just put it in there. Natalia. So do you live in
I should.
No, I got a Ukrainian SIM card.
All right, so in this one, it's not as strong as interaction as in the last ones. It's a bit of a boring conversation. He's asking a lot of questions, and in the end, he just asked for the number, probably just to push it on and end it so he can get out of it. But she seems willing to give a number. It looks like a weaker lead than all the others that we've watched in the previous clips. Again, he's asking a lot of questions. He seems a little bit needy in this interaction. Then the name of the town she's from, it's Ternopil. It's in the west of Ukraine, not super far from Lviv. At least he's playing a little bit with that name, the fact that he doesn't really know, and it sounds like Chernobyl. So he has a Ukrainian SIM card. He has the logistics down, unlike last week where he couldn't find his name and then it all got complicated in terms of making that connection. It should be seamless. You don't want to just add extra annoyance and complication into something that should be relatively simple. So he has a local SIM card. He's Instagram. He's not doing anything strange to hide or looking dodgy. So at least he hasn't complicated anymore.
So you live in Chernobyl? Ternopil. Okay, cool.
So this is my number if you want to call me, and if you want to send me a message on Viber, Telegram or something else,
Cool.
you should write +3.
+38.
Yes.
Yeah, the Ukrainian SIM card. Yeah, I'll give you a call later on. We can like figure out a time. Maybe are you free tomorrow?
Tomorrow I will be free from 12 to 15 p.m. I think.
12 till 15. Okay, let's do something.
Okay.
All right, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, see ya.
Okay, so that was the last interaction. It's a bit weaker, the last one. He put it in at the end. So maybe he had gone through the good ones he was able to show us. But overall, and definitely if you compare it to the video last week, it was a lot better, I thought, in terms of his interaction with the girls. He was just a lot more relaxed than we saw. And I did watch other videos from the professional dating coach that I watched last week, and it was basically in that theme. He was overall way too needy, I thought, in a lot of the videos that I watched, and definitely wasn't going for the same level of attractiveness in terms of the girls than Adrian G has in this video and the clips he's shown us. So overall, pretty solid. It is the first step, obviously, creating that interaction, creating that lead, as I like to call it, when I'm coaching my own clients. Like, that's all it is. It's a lead. You make a strong interaction, you make the lead as warm as possible, and then after that, you got to follow up on it, create some sort of, obviously, intimacy, ultimately, maybe even a relationship afterwards. He was traveling around there. He was in Lviv, in the west of Ukraine, and also in Kiev. He was not, it seems, here in Odessa Mama, scam central. And actually, a lot of those pickup artists who you might have seen online, many of them and the people involved in them have actually written to me quite often asking for advice when they come here to Odessa, because obviously they see my videos from here and the content that I produce. And in general, I will stay in contact. They don't get on that well, it seems, because here there are just so many scammers walking around, and they kind of, especially using English all the time and sticking out like a tourist, kind of become easy prey for them. So you need to definitely have that on as a guard, as an additional thing if you were to come here to Odessa. But there you see that if you are relaxed, you have a positive energy, you're not shy, you can actually go over and talk to someone. It doesn't have to be on the street. It can be here, it can be in a cafe, it can be a bar, in a club, it can be at a social event. You don't need to be just relying on apps to get those leads to meet beautiful women here in Eastern Europe. Then the next step is actually to go and talk to them. Adrian G in that was pretty good. And actually, I'm going to review the next video in the next podcast. You're going to see exactly what is a better approach from a guy who's not actually a pickup artist, but he did this video just basically for clicks and views, and it's really interesting. He does also rely in English, so it's not completely a barrier. He was speaking to girls who seem to be under 25. The level of English is higher, but there you see a lot of times he had difficulty and he had to take out his phone and use the Google Translate. So I mean, it's something that's obviously better than no Google Translate, but he didn't get put off by that. He was very slow when he spoke, made himself as understandable as possible and enunciated his words. A lot of time they didn't understand him, but anyways, he kept the conversation going. He got the contact, and he later on had the opportunity to follow up on all those reasonably warm leads. I would say the girls did look generally interested in him. Again, I think his perceived value, just the way aesthetically he looked, and especially because the girls are under 25, probably interesting enough in terms of he looks handsome enough, I think, to get that initial time in the beginning. Because that's all really that looks are going to do for you in general here in Eastern. They're kind of like a booster at the beginning of the interaction. Obviously, being attractive and handsome is better than not being, but it's not that big a difference. And he was able to follow up because obviously, if he had zero game, was not able to interact in a positive way, then being good looking wouldn't have been much of a help to him. Also, he used the fact that he was Australian pretty well. Unlike in last week's video, he definitely exploited. He started talking about the great things about Australia, made it interesting and exciting, and you saw the difference in reaction from the girl straight off the bat there. He also had his logistics down. Don't show up and not have your phone working, and all these things just complicates things unduly, unnecessarily. Also, then he did the silly thing with doing the dance move, high fives, hugging him when he was saying goodbye, creates a little bit more physical rapport. Also pretty good. he was a little bit, I guess, just ingenuous. He's interested in their conversations a lot, but okay, the girls didn't seem to be able to understand, so I don't think he got penalized for that, because it was a little bit too, a little bit rote, I think, in the way that he was going through it. At times it seemed like he was just going through the motions, but especially in that last one, that's why it was, I think, a weaker lead. He wasn't able to generate enough of an interest, but still, the girl at least exchange contact with him, so he's a small, at least a small chance of making something happen there. And then the final thing, unlike, as I said, many of the pickup artists that I watch online, he went for definitely very attractive girls, I thought, overall, in that kind of student bracket. So he gets a thumbs up for me for that, for at least going for higher standards than what I see in most of the pickup videos. And ironically, whilst he does have that product he tries to pitch in the video, basically he doesn't do just pickup. He's more kind of like entertainment, pranks, as I said, whatnot, overall. So over there you can see in the video, there's a good bit that you can learn from if you're wondering about how day game or approaching women during the day would go for you in general coming to Eastern Europe. And yeah, I think he did pretty well overall. So now that he has all those leads, he's generated those warm to semi-warm leads, we'll say, what is he going to do next? That's what I dive deep into, obviously with my clients in person, if they're here living the Zara experience with me, obviously in a city like Odessa, Mama, Kiev, Minsk, St. Petersburg, or Moscow. But it's also what I went into recently on it was actually an online bootcamp, Slavic Seduction Secrets, an online program. You can get in it. I'm actually going to give you a freebie down below if you haven't already gotten it. If you haven't watched many of my other videos, it's like I give a free checklist, 5 biggest mistakes made by Western guys when they come here to date in Eastern Europe, to date those beautiful Slavic girls. Go down, it's free, type in your email, whisk it off to you, and then you get the opportunity to join my online programs when I open them up. So we're coming up to the end of season 2 of Slavic Seduction Secrets. You can get in on it anyways. I'll put a link below in the description so you can go check out what's on offer. There we go into things like how to plan the perfect date. That would have been Adrian's next step after he had obviously followed up with some texts with the girls that he got the contact information for. How to spot a gold digger. I don't think that was a bigger risk for him in those interactions. Just the age demographic was younger. They seemed pretty innocent, all of them. But you know, this is Ukraine, so you can never be too careful if you're trying to avoid a gold digger, that is. And you know, how you're going to escalate and close and create that intimacy. We could dive into that as well, because that's, you know, obviously the next steps that come after making that initial contact and generating that lead. And then finally, how to test a girl to make sure that she's a good fit for you for a long-term relationship, so you don't invest, you know, years of your life into someone that it's just not going to be a good fit for you personally, even if they're a good person. So we dive into all of that. Go check it out. Maybe you've already got the free checklist before. I'm just going to put a link below in the description also to the online program. So as the sun disappears over the Potemkin steps right in front of me, try not to blind myself if I look straight at it here in Odessa. It's January, just into New Year. Next video is going to be the third in this series, reviewing some pickup videos for you, dealing with guys who came to Eastern Europe or they were trying to hit on some Slavic beauty while she was traveling or living in Central Europe. That was the video last week. So the next one is going to be really good fun to make. I've already watched it, obviously. It's going to be a classic. Super excited to actually get that filmed and show it to you. So drop a comment below, of course, if you have some reaction about how Adrian G got on in this video. See you very soon in the next one. Do побачення. До свидания from Odessa, Ukraine.
SAR Experience.